So what happened in NACL yesterday?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get everything sorted out with between you guys and what Winthrop's claiming happened, because they obviously saw it on the stream too. So I'm just trying to get both sides of the story to make sure that I get this right.
Why would they have seen it on stream if they shouldn't be watching our streams?
Well, that's why we have. Yeah.
That's strange.
That's,
Oh, that's
I'm gonna be
strange.
talking. Yeah, I'm getting all the information right now, and I'm gonna be talking to my.
They're watching our streams. Okay.
It'd be hilarious to file a complaint based
Wow.
on
Wait, so what happened? NACL rules that near airport both has to play Anivia because of a misclick and loses a ban because they banned the random chant instead of no banning after making the mistake, while Winthrop University gets a warning for stream sniping. Wait, I don't get it.
Can't escape my spell
We have the same CS.
When Master Yi comes
Holy-
back, I use two mechanics.
Yo, it's so tight.
He'll
This is
reappear
actually
after
crazy.
Alpha Strike.
Yeah,
The
take your
first
time,
hit.
croissant.
And two, after the
Man, I mean,
initial
the
Take your
chat
time.
isn't that
Use
bad.
your chat
Just let me see
GPT
the-
engine.
simply walk with him because the
Alright,
How do you
check the
revive?
engine. What does the engine
I
say?
attack him.
Is it worth watching this 5 minutes?
Yo,
Check
chat.
that
What are we
as
thinking
well, and I
about the
recommend a custom
like
long range.
the
Oh, there's a
absolute
bug.
lawyering that's
There we go.
happening over whether or not we
I
have
drop
to
into the
play with
brush
the
to
random
force
Anivia
minions
pick,
to
or we can
disengage.
go to play the
The
game
fast
with our
battle
actual
not only gave
intended
me enough
pick.
mana for
Okay.
but also
Figuring out the
healed me in
combo.
case I was
Does anyone have the clip of Poe Belter picking his champ? Apparently, in the rulebook, if you have a selection error in the event of an erroneous selected champion pick or ban, the team in error must notify the referee of their intended pick before the other team has locked in their next selection. If so, the process will be restarted. But I guess they didn't follow those rules or what? This guy says, "Lol, fuck off. You stream it, you get sniped. This is competitive games."
Go down.
How much better is
I think
that?
I can, 100%. I've been as well.
This game. They're all squishy as fuck. I kind of want to play Kai'Sa more than Ash, but I'm
I don't want Kai'Sa comps with against Lilia. I think that's. I don't really like that.
Oh shit, my
Gosh.
client.
Oh fuck.
Can I leave? Can I leave? Can I leave? I'm sorry, ref. I picked the wrong champ. It just bugged.
Okay. Yes, I'm telling my team.
Bro, you Poe Belter.
Belliard
You
comp
were
right here.
sleeping at the wheel, bro.
I kind of want to play Kai'Sa more than Ash, but
I don't want Kai'Sa comps with against Lilia. I think that's. I don't really like
It's
that.
not. It's his mouse because he scroll wheel clicked, right? Shit, my
Gosh.
client.
Oh fuck.
Can I leave? Can I leave? Can I leave? I'm
My
sorry, ref.
client-
I picked the wrong champ. It just bugged. He did click
Okay.
Kai'Sa.
With
Did he?
against Lilia. I think that's.
Oh yeah, he did click Kai'Sa. What the fuck? Wait, what the fuck?
Against Lilia. I think that's. I don't really like that.
Did he middle mouse click? Or did he left click?
I don't really like that.
Oh shit, my
Gosh.
client.
Oh fuck.
Can I leave? Can I leave? Can I leave? I'm sorry, ref. I picked the wrong champ. It just bugged.
Okay. Yes, I'm telling my team.
Freljord.
Belliard comp right here.
I mean, Nivea is good this game.
Blind.
And it's good against Nog.
Fucking Deus, we have a Nivea top.
Jesus. I still stand by my opinion that fearless draft means that people should have more time in draft. If you want to make a league fearless draft better, you give both teams 3 minutes of reserve time to use during draft. And you can even make those 3 minutes last an entire series or some shit. But they should have reserve time. Where I can use like 1 minute of time to think about a pick on 4-5. Or I could use like 10 seconds of time to think about a pick extra on first pick when they ban differently in game 4. Because the more you go into Fearless, the better the drafts and more wacky the drafts could be if people had more time to think. Otherwise, they're just going to lean to what's like, you know, the obvious choice. But if in game 4 you had what is it? Game 4, you had fucking 40 champions out or whatever, 30 champions out, and you had an extra 2 minutes of reserve time. You could actually make a much better draft than... Because what will happen in Fearless is sometimes the game will just be lost in draft game 4 or 5. It'll just be completely over. And it'll be fucking boring. So I think reserve time would be nice. You have 1 week to prepare. How does that... Bro, how does that make any sense what you just said? How many iterations of possible draft are there in League? There's probably more League possible drafts than stars in your fucking ass cheeks, idiot. How many possible team comp combinations are in League? Depends on what you mean by team comp. Is Taric Ezreal the same as Ezreal Taric? If so, the other calculation is rather wrong. If rearranging champions in the team changes nothing, then one must use binomial coefficient. The binomial coefficient 1 for 1, choose 5, draw 5 champions regardless order of 1 for 1 is 432,900. No. 4,432,995,000. This gives all choice for one team. If you want to look at possible pairs of teams, it's 141 choose 5 times 136 times 2 divided by 2, which is 7778966806123758. So I imagine it's possible in all one team comps have been attempted, but all pairs, I don't think so.
In the end, once they got control of the game, D+ were just a truck that was going to keep rolling. It had so much power on this Ahri that was super fed, and Aemon could just shoot from a million miles away.
This guy's saying it's 141 factorial.
Like I look at HLE and like Azir's a strong lane, Jace is a really strong lane, Sejuani can be a good ganker, but when it comes to skirmishes, those fights, the double
That's incorrect.
Off the Gwen and the Xin Zhao so powerful, the Ahri with the resets, and you know, this is why we talked about at the start of the show, a little bit of concern for Peanut.
That's not factorial? What?
More.
What are you on about there?
Anyone on the side of HLE to set
141 times 140 times 139 times 138 times... That's a factorial.
Xin Zhao, even though Pantheon has kind of risen above in terms of priority, still one of the best junglers. And they
is this
get
chat
so much
ill?
value, and when those two are diving forwards, so hard to deal with them.
Here's our first highlight down.
It only goes down to 132. Yeah, I think he's probably, he means ... No?
The positioning here of D+ is really good. Yes, Barrel just missed this hook, which was a little bit alarming.
I think he means it. He's gonna go on for a while.
It's on to the Nautilus, so the follow-up is actually
why is he writing that then? How does that make sense? Why is he going 141 to 132? He means recurring.
And now you're dealing with the circles. Now when the fight gets a little bit murky and all that extra healing comes through, this is the power of
there's only 10 champs. So
why
is he going... But that's also still wrong then, isn't it? Why would you go 141 to 132 times in each other? This chat's dumb as fuck. This chat thinks the y-axis doesn't go up and down. Absolute illness. Did you see the LEC All Pro? I did see the LEC All Pro. I'm speechless.
Team came out on top to take the next step forward.
I think that there should be a serious banning of people being allowed to vote. Like a serious banning.
Suddenly, Artemis with a curtain call opened up and Fofo's
people on this All Pro are either trolling or being extremely biased for fun. And it's actually pathetic. It affects the ballots, it doesn't give valid results, and what's the fucking point in inviting you to be on the panel for All Pro LEC if you don't even have the respect for the league to actually vote properly? Remove their rights and never give it to them again. Go through it, scan through it, and only give it to people who actually give a fuck. It's actually pathetic. People can tweet about it and meme about it, about these votes that people are doing, but if you're not gonna vote seriously, then just fuck off, honestly. It's not that deep. Of course it's deep, because in 10 years' time, when you look back and you see the players win first All-Pro and other players don't, then it's like a piece of history. That's what you're essentially voting for. So you can say it's not that deep, but of course it is. It's like an award. If I go back in 10 years' time in League and be like 2025 All-Pro first player, when maybe he didn't deserve it and he won because people are just not voting because they're just not taking it serious, then It just skews the idea of player history, you know? Players could get robbed of things that they deserve. Call them out. I mean, just open up the league, just open up the award ballots. You will see names on first and second All-Pro that will make you wonder what the fuck they were watching and if they're like blind or some shit. I saw Heretics players in first 3. I saw fucking 113 as like All-Pro jungler and shit like that. And no offense to these players, but you guys are just completely griefing. What are you doing? Like one pod vote. Like I'll read out a jungle All-Pro of one side. They voted Yike first, Isma second, and Bukada third. That was their jungle All-Pro. Like it's not even. Like, what? What? Someone else's All-Pro was Carlson first All-Pro top laner. BB second, Kana third. Like, what is the point in this voting ballot? If you don't want to do it, just say so. I don't think All-Pro is... I mean... Started with a whisper. I think All-Pros are always controversial, no matter what. But at least let's try and make them as serious as we can to make them at least controversial as possible. Bang copied your death? What do you mean he copied my death? I'm gonna sue Bang. You'll be hearing from my lawyers. How dare he get shot at by Guma. I'm the one who gets shot at by Guma. Clash cancelled in OCE. After not having Clash all month, Clash gets cancelled in OCE mid Tier 2 and the start of Tier 1. Pretty crazy. To be honest, shows the state of Riot. Wait 1 month, can't even play it. Chat, all I will say is this. The state of some things right now is crazy to see. Where the fuck is it? Look at this. League of Legends gets given Brawl, which everyone's already kind of bored of and doesn't really make much sense because it's an Aram remake. This is what Wild Rift gets. This is what Wild Rift gets. Augment Arams, where you can spawn monsters. What the fuck? Invisible Malphite? Invisible Malphite? Look what you can do. My man is spawning Grump and red buffs on the wave. And Raptors, he's literally throwing jungle camps at them. What the fuck? Imagine you had that shit with a Nico. That looks fucking funky as hell. Aram. I'd trade Brawl for that. Thank God we got Brawl. Bring back Arena. Why not on normal League? Brawl is fun. I think... I don't know, I have weird takes about Brawl. I feel like Brawl is in this really weird middle ground where the game is too fast to hit points where it's fun, but also too slow to the point where it's the same as RM. That's what I get from it. I feel like I get 2 items and the game's over.
这个沙皇今天是真的放不出来啊。